I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. I feel like this quote by Albert Einstein actually sums up our generation very nicely. Most of our technology that we have today distracts us, like our cell phones and stuff like that. How often are you talking to someone and they just pick up their phone, look at text messages, or start tweeting about something you said, and you're just like, could you actually listen to me for once? Probably a lot. So I feel like technology is advancing at a very fast rate, and our grandparents and parents never had to deal with the environment that we live in today. So it changes our lives in a good way, but it's also basically a necessary evil now. I'll be using my grandma, my mother, who's right there. This is a bad picture because it's not color. And then that's my family in general at Mount Rushmore this summer. I'll be using my grandma and my mother to show you how our lives have changed over the years. My grandma, I absolutely love her to pieces. I always looked up to her. She's extremely sassy and very caring and sweet, but she gets your attention. She's actually crazy. So this summer she decided that she needed a computer, just needed it. So her and my mom went out and they bought one, and she got on it, and all she does is look up medical diseases that she thinks she has, but she really doesn't, and uses it for Facebook. So she basically uses it for nothing. She's Facebook to contact her old friends and family because she has lived in 7 states, so she has lots of people all over the country that she's still in contact with. And since she did grow up in Burlington, she went to high school here, and she set up a class reunion via Facebook for all her friends, so that was really cute. She likes my grandma. My grandfather and her started their own business in Burlington, Iowa called Floyd's Easy Way, and so as a younger woman, she had to type out or handwrite every single bill that they had to send to all the customers. So now my uncle has it and my mom works there, and so it's different to see how my mom emails and types all that stuff compared to how my grandmother used to just handwrite everything. She likes being able to pay bills online because back in the day you had to send it through the mail and it would get lost or stolen and stuff, so she thinks it's really nice that you can pay bills online now, and she's super excited about it for some reason. She also decided that she needed a cell phone, which was like, okay, whatever. But she talks on the phone constantly, to my mom. It's awful. She'll be coming to her house in an hour, and she's talking on the phone with my mom. It's you'll see us in 10 minutes, but whatever. And so she likes having that cell phone that she can contact people, but she doesn't ever actually use it that often. So when we lose her in Von Mauer, you can't find her because she's 5 foot. She just can't find her. And she absolutely never answers it. She can't call, she can't text, she can't look at voicemails or anything like that. So it's really hard to get in contact with her via cell phone. So we just call her home and she's always there. I think it's funny though that she always gets mad at me when I'm using my cell phone. She's like, oh, look at my new cell phone, it's cool. And then I'll be using it at the family dinner and she's like, put that thing away. You're not even talking to us. You're not even paying attention. And I'm like, yes, I am, but I'm probably not. So I understand where she's coming from, that it does take away from the fact that I can't talk to my family all the time. So I get what she means, and so I usually do try and not use it as much. Even though my mother's a lot younger, she kind of has this weird relationship with technology. She loves it, but she hates it. She hates having to rely on it, basically. She enjoys using the iPad and the internet for Skyping, even though half the time I just see up her nose when I talk to her. But I guess it's good to see her sometimes, right? She likes using that. She looks up recipes for food and different stuff like that. And she doesn't have a Facebook, but my dad has one. And she uses that to creep on people and me. And so I'm like, just get a Facebook. She's like, I don't need one of those. I don't need to be like that. And I'm like, you're doing it anyways. And so she's really weird. She does have a cell phone, but it's one of those flip phones. So it's kind of funny to see her flip it up and talk. But she doesn't like to text. She thinks it's pointless. And she's like, just call me. Just call me. And so I get her text messages. And at the end, it'll say, love mom. I don't know who it's from. I obviously texted you for a reason. So that's really funny, but she does like it because my cousin has 2 baby girls and she gets cute pictures sent to her phone, so she likes that. As a young girl, she always said that they did a lot more things. They had full baseball teams and basketball teams and stuff, and so on the weekends, they'd run around and play outside and roller skate and do all kinds of weird old people things. And so she says it's really different because now they just sit on Xboxes and computers and TVs and stare at screens, and she thinks that's the worst thing because you get headaches and all this other bad crap. And I can tell because my brother's 5 years younger than me, and he doesn't play outside as much as I would have. So it's kind of different to see that he just sits on his Xbox, and he has little guy friends over, and they just sit and play Xbox, and it's what are you doing? Go do something else. And Grand Theft Auto, so annoying. All you hear is that music, and I'm like, this is the worst. I agree with lots of my the points my mom and grandma have about technology and how it kind of distracts some people and it doesn't let you relate to everyone. So I feel like I'm not a digital native at all, and so I had very basic technology as a young girl, just a TV and a phone, and that's about it. And it was basic cable, so I didn't have Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or anything like that. So I grew up very basics, and I didn't get into technology until I eventually moved to Mount Pleasant. So and then I saw everyone kind of had one, so I'm like, oh, I need one too, and I still never actually used it. I mean, I do like my computer now and my cell phone because it's nice being away and stuff like that, and I do love it, but I just feel like it really takes away, and I feel like relationships nowadays are weird because you can't, you like don't see those people, you like text them or you call them or something like that, and that's kind of scary. And I mean, because you can lie about stuff, and that's weird. Like we've all seen Catfish, right? Creepy. I love that show. So good. I feel like everyone has a different background though with technology, and so it does kind of affect what your background is with it. And it does help communication, but it takes away from the human experience overall of being with someone and talking to someone and realizing and like figuring out who they are as a person. So I feel like some people really enjoy it and some hate it, so it just kind of depends on who you are. But overall, I think technology makes life easier, but it should be used in small amounts and handled carefully so it's not allowed to take over our lives in general.